and I've been on mute this whole time. Technical error after technical error. Unbelievable. Good evening, folks. How are we all doing? I am John Wright, Mr. Double O Raven. I've just given a glorious introduction to myself. It was fabulous, I promise. It's One Hub Racing, round number 6 in season number 2. And it's the second half of the season as well, as we are well into the split and well into his stride. And joining me once again in the commentary box will be Christian Romano.
Hey everyone, good evening.
As we take you through all the action here from a rainy Silverstone. It is round number 6. I did have some technical issues earlier on, as any keen follower of myself and One Hub will notice. We did somehow come through on my channel to start with. Love stream keys. But we are, so what I'm going to do is we're going to do things slightly differently, as the drivers are out on track with only 6 minutes left of quali. So we'll go through last week's results just as qualification finishes. But out of ordinary, no. Now you can still see this team slides at the bottom, but we will bring you all the information from last week's races just as quali ends. We'll quickly fly through all. Apologies for running late this evening. There's Mix 64 just going on track. What can confirm it was Floppy Fox. He did win last week. He's currently in 3rd, and as I've said, it is Silverstone. It's a 75-minute race in very changeable conditions. It's wet at the moment. We've got a minus on the clouds. Christian, my man, this is absolutely set up to bring us yet another corker here from the ladies and gents at One Hub.
Yeah, it's Silverstone, so it's the usual weather, so complete rain and a cold weather. And yes, it's rainy, and it probably will, even in the race, because most of the drivers did their practice sessions, and none of them, not even one, could predict exactly what the weather will be. I think all the drivers prepared up to 3 setups, one for wet, one for dry, and one for sort of middle range condition, so probably a damp or a completely flooded condition. And honestly, the rain just turns everything in another shape. Most of the drivers are better in the rain than others. The gap between drivers could switch, could get bigger, could get lower, and therefore it's all up to how much the drivers can adapt to the constant differing weather conditions, because the rain, as we can see in qualifying itself, could be even lower as the session progress, or it could be higher. It could completely change from wet to dry. It could stay for the whole session cloudy, so every driver will be on complete on a sort of warning range, where they don't know if pitting is right or wrong, because if you pit and the weather say, oh, it's raining, and you're there and you can do anything about it. So it's actually maybe even some luck for some drivers. So also that could be a factor, because if the weather changes a lot, you also have to change the pressures, change maybe some little aspects of your car setup, your pace, your lines, your pit strategy, your way to approach the track itself. So maybe some luck could be for the first time in the series be a huge factor in the race.
Yeah, absolutely, it certainly can be. We've got qualifying well underway. There's cars up and down the field. It's Milden that's leading the way at the moment, independently. Of course, finished second in season 1's overall championship. Finds himself in the top split. We're on board with Leon Seeley, who's got 7 tenths in the bank. Coming in the last corner, of course, the start-finish line improves him by only 2 positions then. So incredibly close and incredibly tight up at the top. 206 for Floppy Fox, and it is ERT Milden now in second position, so he has been overtaken while we're watching Leon's lap. But he's still out, only 54 hundredths behind. Not too bad. Bruno, we know to be very quick as well in the Lexus. The Lexus loves the rain, so we can expect to see mixed 64. Oh, Milden's gone quicker by 2 tenths. We've got 2 minutes of qualifying still to go as well. So 2 tenths now the gap. They're flying Frome down in 11th, Connor in 10th, inside 8 tenths, and inside the top 10 is Blue Mosquito and SOP Cool. They can barely be separated, 8 tenths off the lead. Tropic Rock currently in 7th, Mix 64 in Alexis. I'm expecting to see him qualify inside the top 3 in that thing, given his pace. Big wiggle there, that's not going to help. Definitely not going to help. Who else have we got this evening? We've got Jason, got you having a giggle, mate. Eddie's here, APX Rogue, down to 16th at the moment. Corrado, the Mighty One, Cablo, Leon Sealy in 12th, flying Frome, Connor, and I mentioned the top 10 there. Mosquito Cool, Tropic Rock, Mix 64, our returning champion car mentalist in an Audi, first time not on the podium last week. We've got Yuri B in 4th. We have Bruno in 3rd, Floppy Fox in 2nd, ERT Milden still leading the way. We have 1 minute left of qualifying. You having a giggle, mate, and Blue Mosquito both in the pits, so no more times from them. Let's have a look and see. Oh, and he's found time coming through the village complex. Unbelievable. Oh, and is he going to lose it again? Is he going to find it again? Oh, he's green. Milden is green. Is he going to bring this one home? It is not by much at all, but Milden is definitely looking good to improve. Car Mentalist returning championship, Crone the Dix. He's just on a 205.9. That's incredible in the wet around here.
Yeah, little fun fact about his pole. Most of the drivers in the driver conference say the same things about him. They didn't expect him to drop the pace in the first stages of the championship, and I think today, even because the Audi is best suited for Silverstone, but surprisingly in the rain it works, because the Audi is a hell of a ball to ride on, especially in the rain, and I think he can safely say that he is still strong by setting the pole, in the only one in the whole field for now to get into the 5.
Yes, Floppy Fox carrying extra time, didn't get it across the line. Car Mentalist and Milden both still out on laps. Yuri B, Bruno and Tropic Rock in 4th. In the pits, Mix 64 still out on track, can't hit drive anymore, so we're in this view till the end. Mix is just coming at the village complex now, so sector 3 will begin. There we go, and he is now looking to carry whatever time he's got across the line. 8 tenths off the lead. A tenth will get him to 4th position, sorry, 5th position. Let's have a look. We've got the Mighty One. He's still out on a nope, checkered flag, so you're not getting any more time. Jason's still out on a lap as well in the McLaren. How will the McLaren do on home soil? Who is coming across the line first? It's going to be Mix 64. No, he's coming to pits. Fake news from the commentators. He's coming to pits. Jason. He's coming in the last corner. We've got Carmentos crossing the line. Doesn't go quicker. ERT Milden in there. So it's going to be Jason next on the last corner. Gets himself up to 18, so he's improved right at the death. Carmentos in the pits. ERT Milden, he needs 3 tenths. Oh, ho, ho, he found some, but not quite enough. 2 tenths is the gap. Car Mentalist not on the podium last week. He's taken pole position points this week, and he's definitely going for a crack at the top spot. That is for absolutely sure. It shouldn't have done that, so let's do that. And we'll jump on board with Tropic Rock now before the game goes into scary mode. Excellent. And let's have a look at those timetables then for qualifying. Nope. There we go. So it's Carmental's leading the way. ERT Milden on the front row of the grid. Floppy, Fox, Tropic, Rot and Bruno in 5th. Yuri B in 6th. Can he finally get one on the podium? Mix in 7th. SOPQ and Blue Mosquito in 8th and 9th. Rounding out the top 10 will be Flying Frome. Just behind him on row number 6 will be Art Connor and the Mighty Iggy. We've got Leon Seeley and Cablo, row 7. APX Rogue and Corrado, 15th and 16th. Eddie and Jason, 17th and 18th. And you having a gigabyte in 19th position. And we should get that drive in a second. What we will do though, of course, little technical hits at the start. Here is last week's results. It was Floppy Fox and Eddie that took the top spots for the 2 groups. Bruno and Leon Seeley in 2nd, Yuri B in 3rd, the Mighty One finishing in 3rd as well. Milden, here you can see, in 4th. He'll be looking to improve on that if he can. As we go for the standings, Group X and Z, it is Mix 64 leading the way on the same points as Milden. So he's there purely on countback. We've got Floppy Fox in 2nd, only a point adrift. And we've got Bruno there in 4th with SOP Cool in 5th. We've got the Mighty Iggy in 1st for Group Z. Eddie and Corrado just in there behind. In fact, it's Eddie and the Mighty Iggy that are quite close. Corrado has certainly got APX Rogue and Cablo to give some serious consideration. The driver of the day last week, it was Floppy Fox. Led from start to finish. Absolutely phenomenal. 80% of the fan vote. Not too bad. And what is it all about? Well, the drivers are up for prizes. There is, of course, the Going Gets Tough award from Partners ERT. 25 quid at Amazon or PlayStation vouchers up for grabs there in the Drivers' Championship. Group X and Group Z both up for the same prize as well. Of course, those prizes provided by partners and sponsors. Mental Health Foundation, proud partners. Of course, it's good to talk. Make sure if you do find yourself suffering from any mental health issues, whether it's work-related, home life, whatever, anything that's causing you some stress, give them a phone or get in touch with them on their website, and they will be more than happy to help. We've also got Next Level Racing, who hand out a direct drive steering wheel. And this season it went to Fozzie Bear. So congratulations to Fozzie Bear. He got the most driver of the days in F1. 3M Sim Racing sponsor with, let me just change that to that. They sponsor with a set of their sim racing gloves. And the partners, of course, Vespertine. They support the championship prizes. And of course, I've mentioned them. We'll give them another message. ERT. Dexter and the gun. Now for ACC as well. You complete all your media day goodies. If you finish outside the top 3 but you attend every race, you will find yourself eligible for that prize. There will be a wheel spinning on the last race of the season. Your name will be on there, and the winner will be chosen at random. You get yourself the choice of a £25 Amazon or PlayStation voucher. We are, of course, here for a 75-minute this evening in changeable weather conditions with a...
There is already a news.
There is already news. There's already news. Go on then, Chromodix. Fill me in.
Roque and Corrado, apparently, didn't make it on the grid in time. And they will both start from the pit stop. From the pit lane.
Wow. Who, Corrado and who, sorry?
Rogue and Corrado.
Oh, Rogue and Corrado. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one for both of them then right at the start. That's definitely not what they'll have been hoping for. Hey, there's Dex in the chat. I got that open as well. Good evening, Dex. How you doing? Did you notice that we went live on my channel? Stream keys, man. Honestly, they're so temperamental. Got to love it. Got to love it. But we did get up and running. That's why we got the results round up halfway through. But we've got a cracking race ahead of us tonight, though. 19 cars on track. Sorry, 17 cars on track. 2 cars in the pits that will be out on track very, very shortly. Audi, Bentley, Ferrari, Lexus, Ferrari, Mercedes. Some lineup for the top 7, that is for sure. The driver lineup not too bad as well. Carmentis, Milden, Floppy Fox, Tropic, Bruno, Yuri and SOP Cool. They're just coming into, out of the village complex at the moment. Chromedix, any predictions for this one?
I can already see from the weather forecast that in 30 minutes the rain will start to slow down. The rain will start to be lower, to be less, and that's actually a factor to be taken into consideration because some drivers may think about pitting very early and trying to get the dry tires to work as soon as possible. But there's a very little balance because there is a very short window where the dry tires are. You understand whether or not the dry tires are better than the wet tires, and it's up to the drivers to understand exactly the right spot to avoid the cold tires or very hot wet tires.
Yes, indeed. And we've all been there. And then we're around the Nürburgring waiting on the rain, and it just never happened. But I was able to fry eggs on the tyres at the end of the race, which was handy. We're coming across the finish line. We're about to come across the real start-finish line. None of this Formula 1 nonsense. Thank you very much. There will be no Verstappens in the first corner either. We've got a green light, and I'll tell you what, it is the Ferrari of Floppy Fox has made an absolute cracking start there. And he's got the move done on Milden instantly into turn 1, and Lexus is going to get it done as well. So an absolute horror show there from Milden off the line. Tropic Raw and Floppy Fox making their way through. The Lexus and Bruno getting involved as well. Oh, wow. That is Floppy Fox. Yeah, he's just taking an absolute massive shortcut. Cheeky joint, there he comes back into the pack. So he's going to drop down the field after doing all that great work to start with 3 wide in the background. Carmentis is.
Oh, there is a Mercedes out.
Oh, that Mercedes was SOP Cool. Second week on the trot. Oh, and that is an absolute clown manoeuvre there. The door banging. We've got some incidents there. We're coming into. That's Magus and Beckett's the survive. How do you survive Magus and Beckett's and make hard work at Chapel? Honestly, there we go. The Ferrari absolutely up the inside makes that move stick then. Very brave move there, but against a fellow Ferrari, you kind of had to think it was going to stick there. Where is the SOP Cool? Down into 16th position. Rogan Corrado are out and running.
Is still losing position as he's being overtaken by Mixer on the left-hander, while another Mercedes getting the overtake done on, I think it was Flying From, and Floppy Fox being overtaken even by the Porsche.
That lunge.
There's a hit! And the Porsche Mixer 64 Flying From is now in the sandwich between the Ferrari and the Mercedes, and the Ferrari of Floppy Fox getting the head of the Porsche of Flying From, and behind the Mercedes of, I think it's Connor, gets overtaken by the Porsche of Neon Chile.
This is incredible stuff. There's positions changing left, right and centre. Absolute dive bomb from the Porsche. Saw the Lexus ejected from the race, but with these conditions could definitely catch back up. Floppy Fox started in the top 5, temporarily found himself in second, then found himself off at Maggots and Beckett's, back on side by side with Flying From. He's up to 6. Leon Seeley, massive beneficiary there. Comeback points left, right and centre. We are predicting for the Leon in that Porsche. He's going to go round the outside. He thinks better of it. I would too, after seeing that earlier incident with that particular Porsche. But he's got the absolute exit speed of dreams there. No, again, thinks better of it in the magazine. Beckett's really not keen on pushing that manoeuvre, but he's got Art Connor and Mighty Iggy just behind him. Cablo and Eddie all tucked in there as well. SOP Cool back up to 13th. That's Jason just ahead of him. Milden back to 15th, right beside teammate.
Oh, Floppy Fox has lost 2 positions. I think he went wide on, I think it was this just before the Angus straight, and they lost 2 positions from the Honda in front of Bentley, and it was the Cablo's Bentley, and even from Keddy's Bentley. He's trying to defend from the inside.
Yeah, he is. He's dropped down to 9th position, and he's now got Art Connor breathing right down his neck. This is... wow! SOP Cool on the brakes. That is how you take that corner. He thinks more sensibly of the 3 wide, but he's going to get forced into a 2 wide with his fellow Mercedes driving Connor. I can't keep up with what's going on, I'm going to be honest. My brain is tripping over itself. apparently I'm not the only one whose brain's tripping over himself. Another little incident there, off the Hamilton straight there into the right-hander just before Village. All action all the time. Welcome to ACC in the rain at Silverstone.
An overtake, a beautiful overtake on the outside of Mix. It was just brilliant. Just before the stadium sector, and he's now in the back of the McLaren of Jason.
Wow, wow, I tell you what, he's not even in the back of the McLaren. He's turning an absolute blinder through Village. They're out the stadium section, the you got a move done on Mix.
I think he started on dry tires.
Oh,
because the track is now greasy, and the fact that it's greasy is enough for the dry tires to kind of work. And I wonder if he starting from the pits, he said, you know what, let's take a gamble and try to go on the dry tires, because he is just massively stronger than everyone else. In fact, the Mix is getting in the pits. I think everyone is getting on the pit for changing on the dry tires.
Corrado is back in the pits as well. I tell you what, Leon Seeley, I think he might be on dry tires as well. I think Flying Fro might be. So I think that might have been what was causing that. Carmentless UDB, could this really be driving this well on wet tyres on greasy track? This is confusing times ahead. We'll find out when they come into the pits. Everyone's still very close though. You having a giggle?
Is another overtake on the Bentley of Milden. He's definitely on a challenge to beat everyone on as fast as possible. I think he took the best opportunity he had of starting on a completely different strategy from everyone else and getting the best thing possible. Wow. Changing of tires without even getting in the pit stops.
That's incredible.
And, oh, there's a Porsche battle! The Flame from and Mighty Iggy's Leoncini and Flame from are trying to battle for the same position, and now Mighty Iggy is getting on the battle for getting the same position as the Porsches.
He is coming in the right-hander, and I'll tell you what, so is Cablo getting all kinds involved as well. Oh, how did you not make contact there? Unbelievable, up the inside. Let's watch this one. And really calm. Is he going to make it through? He is as well. The Honda. He's going to have the exit then from Village. Absolutely love to see it. But I'll tell you what else I love to see. Leon Seeley is up to 5th position. Oh, hello front of Mr. Porsche. That's what it looks like, mate. That's how close a Porsche can get, yeah. We can see a bit of damage there on the front of the Porsche of Flying Chrome, obviously from that contact earlier on. Doesn't seem to be massively affecting him, but the tyre choice certainly is. And you want to talk about beneficiaries then. Leon Seeley is having an absolute blinder now, up into 5th position. I need to change. Oh no, it's framed properly. And we've got Flying Chrome.
Oh, Carmentel is nearly out of track.
Ooh.
He just at the moment, nothing to worry about, but the fact that UDP is now in his tail, and also Bruno, and it's now a 3-way battle for the 1st position, and I think it's a 6-way battle for the 4th position, 5th position, sorry.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It really is. There's Eddie, and I'll tell you what, we've got APXO Blue Mosquito pressing at the back of Art Connor in the Mercedes. SOP Cool's back in 16th, with Floppy Fock in 15th position. Mix has been into the pits and out again. He's down in 18th. How's that going to work out for him? Still trains all over. Oh, I had to breathe in there, sorry. So it is a 6-way battle for 5th position. In fact, Leon's got himself away from that. So yeah, it's now 6th position there battling for Leon. Stretched himself a bit of a gap. Let's just... Oh, and that's Yuri that's run wide then. He did not have a good run onto Hamilton. Oh, the tail on the legs is the Bruno in the background. He's caught a bit with his curve and having himself a bit of a wiggle. That's going to bring him out of contention into Village. The Ferrari climbing all over the back of that Audi. Returning champion car mentalist. Oh, and he left room there. I tell you, he did not have to leave room there, but he got the exit he wanted. And I tell you what, Yuri absolutely did not. Leon and Yuri, of course, are teammates with the same livery. But Lex is going to have a look up the inside, and he's definitely going to make a move there. Is he going to make this one stick? He's done well on the brakes.
Oh,
Yuri
big
leaves on the space.
behind him behind.
Oh, big incident.
Gablo has lost several positions from a crash in the village sector, and I think he made a contact with probably. Okay,
oh,
can't really
tell. SOP Cool's got even more damage by the look of it. But yeah, Cablo is down. Oh no, it might not. Could have been cool because he's in. So Cool must have had more contact. Well, that must have been damage from the second contact he had earlier. Cablo down in 14th unless the timing board is going to re-update. Oh, he might.
No, I think there has been a contact between Cablo and. Oh no, Floppy Fox!
Oh, and Floppy Fox. Right, okay, there's Cablo coming to the pits then. He's going to come in and get that damage repaired. Probably a cheeky change of tyres, change of position up at the podium though. It's Bruno that's overtaking Yuri B. It didn't look like it was going to happen after Yuri lost a bit of traction when he was trying to get his way past the Audi. Guided skillfully, it has to be said, by Carmentalist. He is definitely keen to get himself back onto the podium this week. That is for absolutely sure. Will it be top spot? Bruno again on an absolute charge in the Lexus during the race. The rain is lessening slightly, but the track is still greasy. I can't see it really, even if it just keeps spittering down with rain like this. I can't see it drying up enough, drying up enough to go dry, and it's certainly not going to go wet again. Or is it? We've still got an hour to go.
Ooh, Bruno is basically glued to the back of the Audi, and I think the straight line, the straight of the straight after the village sector, I think is gonna be the hotspot for the Lexus, getting it right on the inside, but still a bit far from the Audi, but he's there.
Oh yeah, he is definitely there. I'm absolutely engrossed in this battle. How does Bruno have so much control of this car during the race, time after time after time after time? That is all over the back of Carmentalist. We saw what happened to Yuri. He tried to overtake Carmentalist. Carmentalist put the car defensively exactly where he needed to. Completely robbed Yuri, it seemed, of all his momentum, and it gave Bruno.
Oh, Ruge get a beautiful extra speed because of his dry tires, and I think Tropic is getting the same strategy of Rogue, as Rogue getting on the side of Cops, and he's trying to get the overtake down on the Bentley, and I think he can do it just now. Oh, nearly a touch from them, but the Audi is getting in the front of the Bentley, and this X position for him, starting from pit lane.
Wow, started from the pit lane, finds himself now up into 8th position. Tropic Rock is into the pits, so Rogue's going to find himself another position up. Let's have a look at. So it was Eddie then that he got himself past. That's going to update in a second. Bruno and Carmentalist are still separated by less than a loincloth, it would appear. UDB's trying to catch back up to the back of that. So that's Mix and Cablo both taking their mandatory pit stop with changeable weather in an hour and 3 minutes to go. Ooh, that could be a bold decision. Tropic Rock's still in the pits actually, but he is green, so he's on his way out. Players changing left, right and centre, still exactly the same. Oh, look at that on the brakes from the Lexus. That is unbelievable. I'll tell you what, this is probably the least comfortable drive that Carmentalist ever. Look at the exit from, oh, wow. The exit through Village once again, and that is Bruno all over the back. Tell you what, if I'm Carmentalist, I'm thinking maybe just let Bruno go. Let him go run in front for a while.
He will defend with everything. Audi
He's
on the
got
inside,
no choice
trying
here.
to defend the inside, and the Lexus gets a slight touch from the Audi, and enough to get just out of the perfect line, and they're still battling for the same position and trying the inside, but the Audi is like a wall for the Lexus.
Unbelievable stuff. The battle for the lead of the race, and a lot more than just pride at stake. As I say, Carmentalist didn't make it on the podium last week, first time in one hub seasons. That has happened. He's definitely up there now. Pole position points are on their way, but Bruno, I'll tell ya, he is looking to maximise this. He's 4th in the championship, and he is ahead of Carmentalist in the championship since the season split. Of course, it's an 8-week season. After race number 3, the drivers split into 2 groups of 10, Group X and Group Z. Oh, look at that. Never mind that. Let's see what's going to happen in the chapel. He's had a look one way, he's had a look another. Yep, Audi, no more defensive move left. The Lexus on the brakes, up the inside. the Audi does have the exit line. Does Bruno have the pace to get his nose where he needs to? No, he doesn't. The Audi fights back on the way to the left-hander. It is going to be Car Mentalist with the apex. UDB is going to close up. It is now once again a three-way battle. If the Ferrari can behave himself through the double right, the Lexus doesn't. Oh, neither does the Audi, and they have a little touch. Nothing that could be done by either driver there. Audi lap his back tyres, had a little wiggle. The Lexus gave him a little tap to keep him on the straight and narrow. Yuri B lifted and dabbed his brakes to avoid contact. That was his moment to strike there. Didn't quite manage to pull it off, although with the two cars wiggling in front, I would have took it easy. Oh, and Alexis again, that exit speed, Chromedix. He is just... The Lexus has got the exit, and then the Audi finds the legs in a straight line. They're just cancelling one another out here, sure. What's going on?
Yeah, the Lexus is famous for getting the best exits. Oh, the train on the outside of the Audi is a bit impossible, but something Mercedes battle proved that it's possible to overtake everywhere here. The member of 2018 Silverstone GP, and actually the Lexus is famous for getting great exit speed because it has a lot of traction compared to the Audi, but the Audi is faster on the fast turns and possibly on the straight line. He's faster and he can defend better in certain spot of the track, but in certain spot the Lexus is just impossible to beat, except putting your car in sideways because you can't physically pass. And Carmental has proved it very well before, using his car as a wall, literally, as Bruno literally hit him while trying to get the better exit speed. And actually I was looking behind, and Rogue is still trying to get the overtakes done, and I think his next
Victim. Yeah, you can see it. Victim, see it. It's coming. Yeah, Rogue is on a charge.
He's flying from.
Yeah, it is. He's eyeing that one up. Definitely quite that Porsche not looking particularly happy here in the wet, it has to be said. We've got Leon Seeley though masterfully guiding this particular Porsche, and we've got the mighty Honda just behind Bruno Carmentalist. They've managed to quell the curbs on this run into Village. UDB back to the 1.1 seconds. Well, we see some Village shenanigans this time around. Not close enough for the move up the inside, but he's going to look for that exit again. Still a minus on the clouds.
Oh, Rogue on the inside. He got the position.
Oh, yes, he did. In the Village, APX Rogue in the Audi. Puts the Porsche to bed, no problemo. And I tell you what, Eddie in the Bentley might want to get a bit of this action if indeed Rogue has fully got this position done, because Flying Throne's got himself a decent exit from Village as well. Coming into the final corners. How good is the Porsche on the brakes? Three of them equilibriously braking there, keeping the distance exactly the same. Bruno Carmentalist are still doing the same, less than a second between them and UDB in the pits. So first driver from the top three to get himself into the pits. We have, of course, a Tropic Mix and Cablo come in. Let's see where Tropic is. He's just coming into Village at the moment. Yuri is stationary, so I'm guesstimating he's going to be comfortably still ahead of Tropic, but it'll be interesting to see just how much that gap actually closes. Oh, Bruno. It is just going to be a tug of war between these two until one of them comes into the pits, and that could be a fair amount of time. Both of them will have a weather eye. Yeah, sorry, dad jokes, I apologise. On the weather, and they'll be very wary of the fact that there's a minus up at the top. Although in saying that, from what I'm thinking now, Chromedix, the only real pressure on the tyres is going to be the pressures, because the track's not going to get any wetter, it's only going to get drier. So dry tyres at the moment are probably the optimum. It's just a case of whether you accidentally overcook them or come in a bit earlier to try and reset the pressures, or do you wait on the temperature dropping?
Actually, it's one of the hardest possible scenario. I think it's the worst possible scenario. They could have and can't, because the race is 75 minutes long. You aren't really sure what tires go on, because as you can see, the dry tires are good, but even the wet tires are good, because the track is greasy, it's not wet, and it's starting to dry. But you even have to consider the pressures, you even have to consider the timing, you even have to consider if the dry tires now are probably going to be destroyed by the end of the race, because in cold condition you get a low amount of graining, and therefore you aren't really sure what's the best thing to do. Probably I would go for a higher level of pressure, because higher pressure tires, especially the dry, are more manageable than low pressure tires, because the low pressure tires just don't have grip. You don't have grip with them, and you tend to wear them a lot. And with high pressure you can still try to get the better of them, and hoping for a lower pressure on as the race go on. And the Lexus of Bruno getting on the outside of the Audi on, I think is going to get this overtake down on the right hand. There is still not the Lexus on the inside for the chicane. Audi on the outside trying to defend. The Lexus tries to break the Audi, not enough, and the Audi outbreaks the outbreaker, and the Audi is still in front, but the Lexus doesn't give up and tries to get on the inside. And Bruno has to lift up a bit because Carmentalists really don't want the overtake done, but the Lexus is on the inside and Carmental is still in front of him, and it's a stressful battle for them. And I think the most enjoy of it is Yuri B, and the Lexus is on the outside on Village, probably trying to get the outside again, because it means he has a higher speed on the exit. In fact, oh, a little drift, loss of traction as the track is still a bit greasy, and the Lexus is still behind the Carmentalist for the hangar straight. Not the hangar straight, it's a straight, and they're getting on the inside out breaking the Audi. Maybe it's the right time for the 57th attempt on the overtake, and
wow,
he made the position.
Straight off the Wellington, straight into Brooklands, and that is Bruno done and dusted. And Carmentalist, ooh, he's coming in the pits. What a way to reply to that one. So Carmentalist,
The best move.
oh yeah, that's this is all kinds of good stuff. And Yuri B, ooh, and I tell you what, did I or did I not say it would be interesting to see what the gap between Yuri B and Tropic Rock were when he came out of the pits? It's less than 3 seconds. Yeah, so he did come in nice and early. He's still got a 19-second gap over Mix 64, so Mix really has suffered in the early stages of the race. It's Indigo Lime's Floppy Fox. Ooh, he is sniffing all over the rear spoiler of SOP's Cool, who hasn't had the best of races. Cool again, bit of a damaged magnet unfortunately. Yuri B, where is he? Ooh, that's a big whiffle. It's a big wiggle in Luffield. Oh my goodness gracious me, somebody sacked this commentator. Does he even know what motorsports is? Carmentalist is rolling and leaving the pits. Yuri B is on a charge. He is on the start-finish straight. This is going to be close. That was Blue Mosquito, who's trying to get past. Yeah, no, he's not trying to get past Milden. Their teammates. Yuri B. You want to talk about close? Yuri B's only got himself in front. Has he got in front going into Magus? He absolutely, definitely has. Wow. So, Yuri B's taking the lead of the race effectively because, well, no, he's not. Because that's where Bruno would have been if Carmentalist had stayed out of the pits. So for Carmentalist, he's come into the pits just as there was a car in front of him for the first time in the race. And there he is trying to warm up his tyres quickly. Unbelievable scenes that he's got. The presence. Who even tries to do that? I would not even. He's just trying to warm his tyres along the hangar straight. In the wet. As you do. But like I say, he's found himself in exactly the same position he found himself coming into the pits. Only it's Yuri B that is ahead of him. So as far as Yuri's concerned, that is job 1 done. Was he aware of the fact that Bruno was just ahead? Bruno has not replied. He stayed out. Ooh, this is interesting. Flying Frome is trying to get past Eddie. APX Rogue up into 4th position. Remember, we have to pick a driver of the day at the end of the race, Chromadexter. just trying to think off the top of my head who you could possibly likely be voting for, as we watch Rogue and the Audi all the way up in 4th after starting down in the pits. Impressive stuff. But I will let you have that one. Blue Mosquito and ERT Milden then teammates. I wonder if Blue Mosquito is feeling slightly frustrated here. It is Milden who is in the upper tier technically, but Blue Mosquito is absolutely in the pocket of his teammate here, and they've got Art Connor and the Mercedes just ahead of them. So that's going to be an interesting one to see how that one plays out. Carmentalist and Yuri B separated by less than half a second. Tropic Rot is a second and a half behind Carmentalist. Come on, Mix, get that Lexus sorted out. Let's get you involved in this one as well. Cablo, not too far behind you, having a giggle, mate. The last driver to have taken his pit out of the 5 that have so far. Still 50 minutes to go. We're only 25 minutes in, and we've already seen 3-4 of the top 5 drivers come in to take their pit stop early doors. Long stint for their tyres. Bruno has absolutely got one. Got this one. It's in his hands to throw away, really. So at this point then, Chromedix, what is Bruno doing? Is if he's even remotely happy?
Outside of Yuri B.
Oh.
Trying to get a position down on him.
Ooh, yes, he is. Yes, yes. Oh, the action here. I tell you what. Yeah. Went through club. And I tell you what, never mind Carmentalist trying to overtake Yuri B. Let us just pay homage to the Ferrari driving Tropic Rot tucked in the background.
I was about to say it. He's just gaining from them.
Yep. I shouldn't be applauding. I need to be professional. Sorry, may I say that again?
Under the radar for the whole time, and he's now in the back. He's about to not overtake, okay, but he's definitely chasing them, and I think Tropic wants to say some words or some phrases to them, because I think he wants to let them know, wait, I'm here. Look your mirror. Carmentalist doesn't have just an opponent in front. He has one even in the back. As Connor is getting this pit stop done. And traffic is a bit. It's like an. Getting closer, then further, then closer, then further. There are some places where he's faster, some places where he's slower. And Carmentalist is faster than Yuri B, but Yuri B is doing the same Carmentalist move for what he did the first half of the race, trying to get a wall into his opponent.
Yeah, Tropic Rot ran wide in turn 1 there, found himself going a bit deep on exit, and they've got the McLaren adjacent just ahead of them. He will of course get himself out of the way, but that's a handy little bit of slipstream he'll give the train. This is going to be interesting. Let's just see. Now they'll get through here. Oh, they've all gone out of the way. He's kept the inside line into Stowe. Interesting. The quicker cars will pop themselves around the outside. He's really. Oh, and UDB, both Ferraris there struggling through Stone Vale. That is some meshy stuff going on there. Feeling the pressure, the greasy-ish track, messing them up a bit. There's Jason just running a little bit wide. Let's come back on. Carmentalist has a nosy. Are you going to defend? He says UDB. Yuri says, nope, thank you very much. I'm happy where I am. We'll continue on my line. Let us continue this battle into Village. So I call this the Village Complex, which is lazy. It is the looping entry as well. But he's gone up the inside. Absolutely stunning move. On the brakes, not going to be enough. Oh, and Yuri, look how close they've got.
Little touch, more little touches.
Okay, I couldn't see touches from the angle that we had, but yep, touches from Chromedix, and it's Yuri B that's still got that position. This is only playing it in the hands of Bruno, who is, I'm going to declare, official net leader of the race.
Oh, Yuri B a little bit wide.
Oh yeah, but he's got the line he needs. And he's going to have the line he needs into turn 1. Does he have the run he needs? He doesn't have an Audi any slipstream quite yet. The Audi's considering it. This is a 50-50. He's going to just about get alongside into turn 1-ish. Kind of close. kind of on the outside, kind of around the outside.
On the outside, he can't do it. He can't do it. It's
No,
definitely
not in these
impossible
conditions.
to maintain. Okay, no, he's doing it.
He is doing it. Yeah, what do we even know anymore? Let's just, Chromadex, let's just you and I sit back and watch. This is some unbelievable stuff. Oh, and he's done it. Enter Maggots and Beckett's. A very compliant Yuri there as well. Oh, hello, Tropic Rot. How are you?
Nearly touched them. Nearly touched.
Oh, and I've just pushed up absolutely the wrong button again because the excitement is just clearly too much for my senior little brain to cope with. But let's jump on board with Tropic Rot. We're going to see some Ferrari on Ferrari action. Leon Seeley, by the way, can we get big props? Oh, in the chat. Hi, everyone. If you're watching in the chat, good evening, good evening. Thanks for tuning in. I'm too busy watching the action that's on track. I'd apologise, but you've not been mean it. Because this is absolutely scintillating stuff once again from the drivers at One Hub Racing season number 2. It's the second half of the season. It's Tropic Rot who's dropped off the back of UDB. UDB's dropped off the back of Carmentalist. Carmentalist is a god. End of story. Bruno is in the lead of the race at the moment, although props to him because he did manage to get himself past Carmentalist before Carmentalist very strategically came into the pits. Bruno's still off and running. 45 minutes still to go. Blue Mosquito and Milden doing the team thing. Why can't, there we go. Now that Connor has released them, he's come back out in the pits in net 5th. Macablo net 6th. You having a Google mate in 7th. Jason's still to take his pit in the middle of that pack there. APX Rogue is, I was going to make a crack a joke about or we'll just call him Chromadex driver of the day now. He is absolutely he's holding off Flying Throne. We know Throne is very quick. He's in the Porsche, which we've seen him struggling slightly here in these conditions. Eddie not far behind Milden and Mosquito, who even now that he's been released from the rear spoiler of Connor, Mosquito's easily keeping up with Milden, the two Bentley teammates. Hubba Bubba Racing. They literally, I heard Chromadex, they literally called their team that just to hear me say that. I'm not entirely sure which part. There's a lot of words I get asked to say as a Scotsman. Hubba Bubba certainly hasn't ever been one of them. Purple burglar alarm. That's usually the popular one. APX Rogue still in 4th though, fending off the Porsche of Frome. Yuri B. Ooh, Floppy Fox. He needs to come in and get pitted and get himself some fresh tyres.
I'm not sure, actually, about the tyres getting from the start, because Rogue was just on a mission, and from the 55th minute he just stoned into the ground, and his gap was basically the same for the whole time. So I wonder if everyone in the front was on dry tires, or if I don't understand how he was so fast in certain points, because he was just completely opposite. Like he was, I think 10 kilometers per hour faster than in the exits than anyone else. And I wonder if it was just a good setup made up for the Audi, or it was just because he was starting from the back and people in the back weren't really getting the best out of the car, or if really everyone in the front is on dry tires. But I might doubt it, but it's something I would like to ask him, because he seemed like he was on dry, but I can't really know because, well, I can see it. I can just see the traction control and the ABS, which are very low for the Audi. So that's... I mean, he will certainly change tire, because Silverstone is a mess in terms of tire management. It's just absolutely abrasive towards the tires, so it could also be the wear. But I really can't tell. It's a bit difficult.
Yeah, it is. It certainly is a tricky one. I'm just catching up with the chat. Good evening, Dex. He gave us a hello. So did Colin. How we doing, Colin? He's always in chat. This is mad. So much action. Yes, it is. Timo's in there, cheering on the mighty Honda driver. Yep, whose ears I'm sure are painted on. Colin Mason with the red mouse. This is Mega Cam Review. Got to say the comms are on fire. Thank you very much, Colin. We certainly try, and it's here. Listen, when you've got action like this on track, commentating is about as easy as it gets, as long as you don't trip over your own words in the excitement. Not that I've ever done that. Swiftly moving on. What's the difference between the grey and white boxes underneath the cars? Oh, that's just basically their in-game rating for various things, track competence, consistency, and things like that. So it just basically shows basically who's played the game longer and who's slightly better. Colin Mason, Rogue and Connor showing Max and Lewis how to race side by side around cops. Amen! That's because GT3 drivers can really drive instead of these fully automated things that these Formula 1 drivers drive. He says, giggle. Some great respects, something F1 open lobbies can learn from, Timo. Everyone can learn from what you're seeing on track here. Kraken Bar says Sonic Speed. Don't forget to mention Eggy, says Dex. Thanks very much, Dex. I appreciate that. But we are absolutely hammering through the action, and APX Rogue is hammering his way through the field. He's had enough of From chasing him in the port. And he is now trying to catch up with Timo's friend, the mighty Eggy, who apparently hears me say Eggy. No idea why. But he is catching up there. The Audi
that's
and
what
the
they
Honda.
said before.
Apparently
he was just trying to... I think he tried to conserve the tires for a little later on, and well, he's now on a mission again because he gained 2 seconds in a lap, so okay, do whatever you want, I don't say anything.
They do this to us all the time. I completely understand. It is incredible the way the drivers just make a mockery. I'm sure they all listen in. They've got their own little private chat, they listen in, and then yeah, they do the complete opposite of anything that we predict. I wonder if one of these drivers will come into the pit. Now I've said that. Nope, neither will. I told you. So APX Rogue in the Audi, and this is a battle, of course, in C. Oh, he's going to try and go up the inside from distance. Both drivers respecting the move. Still that little touch though, completely unavoidable, given the amount of centrifugal force required to make it around that corner at the velocities both cars were travelling. But the Audi very politely giving the Honda back the position there. Could have kept his nose in it through Maggots and Beckett's. Perhaps felt ever so slightly about the minorest of door bangs there. You need to trade a little paint off the wing mirrors every now and again. Won't be so polite this time, or will he? Of course he will. He's going to get this move done right up the inside. On the brakes, he's going to take the Apex. The Honda, of course, coming down through Vale, could try and take the Club Apex. Does he have enough pace? He's got the wider line. He's going to go back up the inside. He's going to give the Audi the Apex. No, he's not. He's going to fall into line, get himself through here, and it's Flying Throne that's watching the battles unfold rather than getting involved in them. Still carrying damage from that early doors incident. There's Cool back up the track as well, talking early doors incidents, back at 16th position. So well down the field. Still quite a few drivers to take their pits though, so that will of course elevate his position slightly. But it certainly is going to be, I imagine, not too happy a face we would find on Cool if we popped a webcam in his simulator room. Down in 16th in the Mercedes, he finds himself. Rogue currently running overall in third with that pit stop to take. He's just gotten past the Honda. I did think he was going to fall foul of Flying Throne once again. Thank you very much. But nope, it is Rogue who is on a charge and taking another position. Oh, what's happened? Okay, so there's a back marker got in the way there. I thought the move had already been done. Tropical. Sorry, there wasn't a back marker got in the way. I apologise for phrasing that. It's a poor choice of words. There was a back marker on track, and it was... Who was in front of Tropic when the time we both said...
I think it was you having a giggle, mate.
No, I'm being completely serious, Chromadex. Oh, the driver. Yeah, sorry. I've waited all season to use that joke. I'm not kidding. And it really didn't go down well at all. But let's watch the battle up the front, which is definitely going down well across Twitstorm. Everyone's favourite Audi driver You started from the pit. Sorry, car mentalist. I know I called you a god earlier. You are. You destroy anything you see in front of you. APX Rogue, he's having an absolute blinder, backing up his teammate. And it's going to be interesting to see what this does to the team championship going forward. How much further can Rogue get himself in the field? Where is he going to come back out in the pits? And is the Porsche going to make an overtake? The Honda says no thank you very much. Squirts his way out of the club on to the Nutso Farm Straight or the Hamilton Straight, whichever one it is these days. I get confused with which one they've actually changed because the start on different start finish line with Formula 1 drivers. What is that one all about? Come on, seriously, you need to get with the programme for this. You need to be following the GT3, okay? Follow where we lead. From definitely still trying to do that. Bruno comes into the pits just as we get past the halfway stage. On track race leader comes into the pits, Leon Seeley. Again, this is impossible. Honestly.
Corner of track.
Connor, how can you pick a driver of the day here? Mix64 is going to get moved on, and Floppy Fox is still there. But sorry, you were saying Connor off track.
Yeah, he was out on the Maggots and Beckett complex.
Right, okay. That's going to give Cool a bit of a chance. Ooh, there we go. The Honda is in as well. I'm sure, there's Car Mentalist, I'm sure nobody's interested in where he is at the moment. No, oh no, you all want to know where he is compared to Bruno in the pits. Ah, okay, well, I suppose so. Coming through Luffield. Tell you, that's as close as Yuri was when Car Mentalist was coming out of the pits. Now Car Mentalist coming out of the pits, but it's Bruno. Wow! That battle with Yuri has seriously cost Car Mentalist a lot of time. He is not even in the same postcode as Bruno there. There is Car Mentalist just coming past the pit exit now into Maggots and Beckett. And we can see Bruno stoically heading towards Stowe. Phenomenal drive there. Was it the battle? Is it just Bruno's laps? He did overtake. I mean, let's not take anything away from Bruno. He got the overtake done before the pit entrance.
Oh, dropping off track. Ooh. Same place as Connor. Maggots and Beckett's complex.
Wow. That's maybe drying up a bit quicker. Oh, the track's green, the track's green. We've been paying that much attention to the racing. The track is officially green, and there will be no rain in 10 minutes, which will leave 23 minutes of the race. How could there still be rain falling from the sky in the track? Oh yeah, the driving line. Could be blown dry. Floppy Fox has come into the pits. Jason's still out there. Corrado 18 laps down, retired to the pits early doors with some terminal damage, unfortunately. Blue Mosquito now finds himself with a car between himself and his teammate Milden. It just happens to be a race leader, Bruno. I did say at the start I expected the Lexus to do quite well. I'm not going to lie though, and apologies to Bruno. I'm going to be eating my words in interviews later. I did think it was going to be mixed. It would be the most likely. Although given Bruno's performances this season and last season, I really am an absolute fool for even, doubting him for a millisecond. Absolutely unbelievable drive he's been. Best at 2:01. He's managed so far. This Floppy Fox making his way out of the pits. 2 minutes 44.
I think Floppy Fox is having the worst race. He has, well, considering Brands Hatch, how it went, I even said it was the best race he ever made. I think this is the worst he has ever made. And he even said in the driver briefing that he wasn't really confident on the car, on the track, on the weather, but this is just under any average he has ever made. I mean, it's okay to pick some holes. It's well, I've taken lots of them, but unfortunately I think this is just a day to erase from the calendar, from his memory, from everything, and I think he start to look after on on the next race, and probably getting very high on the standing. I think because he need revenge for this race.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he does. Dex, sorry, literally, I've got that many screens open and Streamlabs is broken. So yeah, I've only just read your message here about will Bruno retain the lead. I think the question you should have wrote was how far in the lead will Bruno be? Because he's got Blue Mosquito between him. It's a big gap he's got back to Carmentalist, so
16 seconds.
Yeah, it's huge. That's what I was going to say. I was going to check Carmentalist's lap times. I wish there was a bit easier way to do this. Wow, so his best as well is a 2:01, so he does have lap times commensurate.
Connor again on the wall, same spot for the third time, and I think it's DNF for him.
Yeah, that's an RTG. Leon Seeley is in the pits. Come on, Leon! I'm not biased, you are. Where is Leon going to come out? How close to his teammate is he going to come? He was about 5th or 6th, roughly. Purely on merit. Early doors in the race before everyone started pitting. This Carmentalist crossing the line. Yuri B exiting Luffield. Leon Seeley still stationary, actually.
I need to be honest.
Be honest with me.
People not pitting now. The track is green, so it's completely stupid if you have wet tires not to pit. Are effectively the ones who started on dry. So Rogue flying from Milden, Leon Seeley, and probably Blue Mosquito are the ones who started on dry tires, and that just covers a big question mark of where will be Rogue in terms of leaderboard, because I wonder if he wants to change his tires. I mean, it's risky. It's Silverstone, so doing 75 minutes on your tires, it's really a challenge. But he has nothing to lose. I mean, he has to lose, of course, but I wonder if he has made a gamble, just makes 2, or try to defend what he got until now, because starting from pit lane, I think with the pits and with the gaps considered, I think he will get into 6th position, behind Carmentalist, behind no wait, maybe not, maybe even 4th position, because Carmentalist, Uribe and Bruno, I think he will be in front of him, so if he can get 4th position with the strategy he had in mind from the beginning. But as I said, I wonder if he wants to even to change for his tires, maybe trying to try to hit a bit higher, but not too much to cut your wings.
Yeah, even with the changeable conditions, we said the track temperature has stayed static for the whole race. So I think that really has aided some of the strategy. It's definitely playing in the hands of Rogue at the moment. Leon back out in 9th with Mosquito, Milden, Frome and Rogue ahead of him, still to pit. So Rogue...
You also have to consider that Hiroshi is battling with Iggy and Mix for the same position, and Mix pitted on the hour mark, I think it was. So considerably, I think Mix is out of this battle, but because of his tires, he just can't keep up with everyone else, because he pitted for damages. And I wonder if Iggy could try to get the best out of the Honda, and maybe get in some position from the ones in front who has not pitted yet.
Yeah, quite possibly. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm lost. Just lagging a bit. So, yeah, Mike Yegi, sorry, I completely lost track of what you're saying because I couldn't get the joypad to work. These, yeah, I do love some of these setups. But let's have a look. So it is, yeah, as you were saying, Leon Seeley, Mike Yegi, and the Mix 64 that are entangled in this battle. Again, could this be the battle that gives Rogue more positions? We saw Carmentalist have a bit of a to and fro with Yuri B. Didn't get past as quickly or as cleanly. Or sorry, did get past cleanly, very cleanly. Perhaps not as quickly as he would have liked. It looks like it may well have cost him a bit of time. Again, not taking away anything from Bruno. He clearly had pace here. He was ahead of Carmentalist on merit with the pace he was showing. and he's extended that beyond his pit stop, which is phenomenal to see. Frome has come into the pits.
Oh, Leon Shidi trying to defend from the Honda, getting on the straight after the village complex, and the Porsche of Leon Shidi he's really defending hard from the Honda, and Bruno Schmidt and Flying From are trying to cover them because Flying From was just in front of Leon Shidi, so that's actually the odd spot for them to gain some places or lost some places.
Yeah, there's places going left, right and centre. Mosquito and Frome both coming into the pits. Sealy and the gang are going to comfortably make their way past there, so that's 2 positions gained. Rogue has stayed out. He's got Milden closing in on him as well. He's staying out. Jason still to take his pit as well in the McLaren. The Lexus still in the rear here. It's Big 64. He's trying to get himself back up much further into the top 10. You would have to guesstimate, given the fact that he's leading, joint top of the championship with ERT Milden. He definitely doesn't want to lose any ground to Milden, who is out on track in the Bentley. Oh yeah, that was the pit stops just going past. I wonder why the positions on the change there, but that was of course Flying From and Blue Mosquito coming out of the pits. Leon, Iggy and Mix making their way through. Rogue still out on track. He's coming through Luffield at the moment. Will this be the lap he comes into the pits with 25 minutes to go? The answer is no. Milden behind him coming through as well. He's now got Bruno looking to lap him, so he is going to come into the pits. Not a bad strategy call there. So Hubba Bubba's top tier driver is into the pits. His teammate, who was stuck pretty close behind him, a fair chunk of the way down the road at the moment. Iggy, Mix and Leon still all very close to one another. Bruno just in a league of his own. And APX Rogue 24 minutes. But we do reckon, Chromedix, I mean, you could easily do, what, 70 minutes on those tyres, come in, come back out, couple of laps? Or do we think that would cause a huge drop-off in his lap times?
Okay. But start off from Silverstone being Silverstone. So you can barely do 40 minutes on a stint of tyres. Because, well, these are... the tarmac here is abrasive as... well, nothing else. Basically, you can have some parmesan onto the ear while trying to get some slices of parmesan from the tarmac.
Yeah.
But it was raining, and therefore the tires were being a bit saved from the little rain that was going on. I don't think it's enough. I honestly don't think it's enough, even because just Bruno has already gained 1.5 seconds in a lap. So I really think he has to pit now. Unless he really wants to try, because it's 23 minutes to go. It's a choice I wouldn't take, but it's a choice to try to not pit. I would have pit in the 30-minute mark, because I would have got some decent tires to complete the stint, complete the race, and still being very, very far ahead in the standing. And honestly, it's 20 minutes to go. Unless he really wants to do a splash and dash with his tires, I mean, if he managed to save them, to keep them alive, and to not lose too much pace with some worn tires, that's just great for him, because, well, it's 75 minutes, so it's a lot. And I really don't know. As it stands, I really don't know what his plan could be, because either way, he's losing time. That's a fact. It's a bit too late for gaining time by pitting. It's a bit too early to stay out and compete with a splash and dash. So I really don't know what he's about to go.
Yeah, he seems to have got himself into a bit of a no man's land. It's going to be amazing to see where he pops back out. Bruno, what a drive. 13 seconds up the road from Car Mentalist in third. Yuri B is currently in fourth. Is he up to third? There's APX Rogue, although I'd say that Rogue's quickest lap's at 2:03. Ooh, Yuri's at 2:02. So they are closer than I thought lap time wise. Tropic Rock recovered from a couple of incidents, finds himself in fifth. Milden back out on track, so his race has definitely improved somewhat. He finds himself sixth overall after those early incidents. We've got Leon Seeley in seventh, and Mike Iggy eighth, Mix in ninth, and it's Eddie rounding out the top 10. Flying Frome in the Porsche in 11th, with Blue Mosquito in 12th, and that's SOP Cool in 11th.
I don't understand why Milden is so up on the grid, because he was basically tied with his teammate, as we see, as we've seen from the live stream some while ago, and now there is about 30, not 30, like 20-second gap between them. So I wonder if Milden has effectively changed his tires, and I think the answer is no, because Leon Seeley is 1.2 seconds in behind him, and the lap before it was 2.5, and the lap before it was 4. So actually, I think he tried to do the same tactic as Rogue, and when he noticed he was about to lose positions, he tried to still not to change tires and try to defend his position, or at least as many as he can, because effectively it's the same sentence as before. 75 minutes around Silverstone is a very difficult challenge to keep up with, and I think Milden and Rogue are on the same tactic, trying to get 75 minutes on a tire stint. Well, good luck for them, honestly. As a driver, I don't want to do these 20 minutes. I really don't.
Yeah, that extra 20 minutes can definitely make all the difference. The Honda.
Yeah, it's 0.6.
Yeah, Milden. Yeah, he's suffering now. Yeah, so he's gone for a brave strategy there, but that is 3 very quick cars behind him. He's got 19 minutes to fend them off. It's going to be a big ask on a ropey set of tyres. Let's just stick with Leon Seeley at the moment then, and see where he can get himself. In the village, out through Aintree we will come. The mighty Iggy and Mix both watching intently. Bentley not doing well on the way to it. Oh!
Little touch.
On the way into the village, all the way out Aintree. Not the best for the Bentley. The Porsche has absolutely got all the drift. All the grip. Sorry. That was grip and
they're pushing it inside and getting the overtake done quite easily.
Yeah, I don't think Milden was going to defend that there. I think he realises his tyres are compromised and the Porsche is nailing it. Floppy Fox back into the pits as well, joining Connor. If he needs a bit of damage up here, then an extra splash and dash just to make it to the end. 18 minutes and it's still to go. Seeley, Milden and Iggy.
Wait, the traffic is off track at the cops.
That's oh wow.
Tropic is now behind Mix, so he lost. He was in 5th, 9th position, and Tropic lost again the car on the complex, and he lost another position.
Wow. What's going on there? I tell you what, he is about to lose another position.
Yeah.
Are we going to see Frome? Go on, Frome, you can do it, kid. Let's get an overtake out with Flying Frome in the Porsche before the end of the stream, although Bruno's about to go for Rogue. Yeah, not even, yeah, Tropic Rock, not even trying to defend that one. So let's jump on board with this one, and it's Mighty Iggy trying to get his way past Milden. So Milden's tyres really suffering there. He finds himself in 6th, but that's Iggy and Mix right behind him. The Honda and the Lexus definitely take any positions they can. Bruno now finds himself behind Dog, actually. Sorry, run the robot.
I wonder if topic was, oh, Bruno is getting the outside on Rog for the first position, and I don't think Rog will, yeah, he just let him pass. I think he understood they are on two different, completely different situations, and I think Rog is just trying to keep up with the pace. And oh, he made overtake down on Milden, and Milden now trying to defend from the Lexus, and I think it's a slow battle towards the void, honestly, because they can't really defend very well. In fact, the Mix is staying back, oddly, and oh, it's a drift, and Mix trying to get the most slipstream he can, maybe trying the inside of the first complex of the Snake, the Magas and back, and say, oh, Mix is completely out of track, tries to get the Magas and gets back on behind on the hangar straight.
Oh, and the Lexus is tucked right in there, as you said, he's in that slipstream. All the work to do for Milden again. This is one you reckon with the tyres deteriorating the way they are, the lack of grip that he's got coming through Vale. Izzy as well, just to give up the ghost on Mix and let him through, because it's going to be hard enough lapping with these tyres, never mind defending against that Lexus. It's good in the wet, it's definitely dried up now. Track suddenly to fast, so we've gone from greasy to green to fast in the closing 30 minutes. Track temperature still exactly the same though, so it is literally only the conditions have changed. Coming into Village, will the Lexus try one? Yes, he will up the inside. He's going to be on the outside for the loop in lane 3. Not where he wants to be.
Oh, Rogue finally on the pit.
Was that Rogue finally in the pits? Yes, it is 15 minutes left to go. And that's Rogue coming in the Audi. There's Carmentalist through. Yuri B coming through Luffield. Leon Seeley will be now. There's the Mighty Iggy in 6, Mix 64. And Milden still going at it. Oh, and I tell you what, the Bentley drifted right inside the Lexus, gets it done. APX Rogue then on the move. That is Leon
not
through.
For him.
Not a whole lot of stuttering there. APX Rogue is out. That is Mix 64. So he is effectively in 6th position starting from the pits. That is unbelievable stuff then. 13 minutes still left to go though, and that is Mix 64 he's got behind him. Didn't take the tyres. Both the Lexus is flying. This isn't a case of if, this is a case of when. Round the outside at Club or up the inside at Vale, or maybe a little bit of both. Round the outside, job done. Rogue back out the pits, finds himself 7th position.
Oh, Milden on the lunge trying to get on the Audi. They are on the same strategy, so they are on the same speed, but theoretically Eddie is on another completely different strategy, which is the one that most of the time is taken, changing tires, and in fact Milden just gives the way to him, not even trying to battle.
Yeah, he did there, just locked through. Oh, and he's gone up the inside there as well, trying to get past Rogue. And I have no control. The joypad's not looking excellent. There we go.
Yeah, honestly, I think both Rogue and Milden just dump the strategy, because they had the ticket for the podium. I think Rogue really had a ticket for the podium, because he was phenomenal on the initial stage, and not beating just I think he was just trying to get too much, because honestly, I think he was trying to get even the win, but the tires just can't. It's Silverstone. It's not a normal track, so you have to think differently. It's not like Spa. In Spa you can do it. There are 4 turns, okay. Here is a little bit difficult to keep up with 75 minutes, or anything over 40 minutes. So just a mistake for them.
Yeah, it really
The
is.
Bentley getting on the straight, Anga straight.
Yeah, he is. Is he going to make a move? Yep. He's showing his intent. Now he's going to leave him enough space, which is going to give him a wider line and a better exit speed. The Bentley, no answer there for the Audi. Oh, unless he just pops one up the inside. There we go. A few light flashes there from Rogue. Getting himself out the way to avoid the lunge. And ERT Milden says, I let you through the battle, and now I'm back in the middle. What's going on here? Hub above a team for the win. Milden sneaking himself into the middle there. Not sure how Rogue will feel about that. Either way, he's battling a Bentley. They're just slightly different colours. And which one's on the brakes better then? Rogue.
Trying to defend from 2 Bentleys on the straight line, so it's a hell of a task to ask, because the Bentleys are incredibly faster on a straight line, but this isn't really a long straight, so he can keep up until the Hangar straight. And oh, the yellow Bentley of Eddie trying to get on the inside of the big Bentley, and there is a battle between them, and Milden trying to defend the inside.
Oh, Jason's been given a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, coming to take his pit right in the closing stages. And he's got himself a penalty. So far, no drive-through penalties we've seen.
Yet.
Given the given the conditions, I'm surprised by that. I'm also wondering if that's potentially what is slowing a couple of our drivers down. Perhaps there's a couple of them that are on that final warning, so it's let's take 10% off and make sure we make it to the end without that extra stop in the pit, because that really will on the parade, it's definitely not what you need. The chat is alive once again. Good evening, everyone. Totally be careful.
Oh no, there is a touch. The Bentley Milden hit the rear of Rogue, and Rogue now is trying to defend what is indefendable, so he lost the position even on Eddie. No, he just lost the position on Eddie, but now there is a flying from behind, and it's unfortunate because Rogue was really defending as it was his final race of the life of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unfortunate. Now he needs to defend towards Eddie's teammate, which is flying from.
Oh yes, I'm holding my breath here once again. Simon getting brave in the chat, we'll gloss over that. Dex agreeing with him. We won't be glossing over that. Oh, I'll tell you what, the Porsche isn't glossing over anything either. Flying from, trying to get one done on ERT Milden. We saw him take a position earlier on in the race. Or sorry, just not so long ago in the race actually. That's Eddie just ahead. Yep. Oh, he's going to get another move done, is he? He's going to take that tighter line towards the pit entrance and try and get the exit lunge he needs. Is he going to force one into turn one? I do love seeing all the Formula 1 drivers on ACC going side by side into this turn. Fabulous stuff. Here we go. Nope. Thinks better of it, although Milden's exit pretty much exactly the same as the Porsche that is chasing him down. Let's see what's happening up ahead though. The Honda still defending willfully from the Lexus. Floppy Fox, sorry guys, wrong setup. Ouch. That is nightmare. Quali P3. Click the race, I noticed I was missing my setup. brutal. Timo, new chances next week. Indeed, Floppy. Indeed, after you're almost clean. I mean, you did actually get a clean sweep last week, didn't you? Pole position, race winner, fastest race lap and driver of the day. Did you not? Is that? Yeah. I know I was running late tonight because we broadcast on the wrong channel. Well done, John. But yeah, did you not get this clean sweep last week? I'll keep the chat. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I need to change the camera. He's gone up the inside. Mix 64. Nope. Yep.
Oh, Iggy trying to defend on Mixer.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a bit of hokey cokey. In, out, shake it all about.
Yeah, I'm watching free battle because the results, a battle behind it was quite brief. And Mix trying to get on inside and completely launch the car on the inside, and that's a dive bomb, but with great success. And no, never mind.
Nope. Great success. That will look absolutely amazing in Fast and the Furious 97. I believe that's what number they're on now. Oh no, he's going to go up the inside of the start finish straight. Thankfully, there's no Kane Dinham in a Mercedes doing 360 manoeuvres, but it is Mix 64 making up positions. 6 minutes left to go. He's put the Honda in his rear view mirror, and this is it where Flying Frome is for ERT's Milden. They've still got Rogue ahead of them, so he is continuing this phenomenal drive. Oh, and Corsa, the commentator, going into Mackets and Begets, is going to get spicy. Could Flying Frome be the double beneficiary here?
He got stuck behind the Bentley on the complex, and unfortunately here you really need some fluidity in your lines, or otherwise you get really slowed down.
I like that, Chromadex, I like that, you're right, you do need fluidity in your lines. Going to the Vale, it's getting nice and dark as well, less than 5 minutes ago. The track is now hit optimum conditions, as it does.
Pushing inside, pushing inside on the chicane, trying to launch the car, not enough, and the Bentley defends really hard with everything.
That is a wide Bentley. That's why they drive them. They can cheat over the curbs and they can defend from a mile away. And he does manage to defend. A little bit of paint trading. So there is going to be a bit of paint on that one. Oof. I think all 3 cars simultaneously give a little sideways wiggle.
Oh, Milden! Oh, Milden, completely from nowhere. Milden tries to attack, and the first tries to attack. It's a freeway. It's a free wide into the village.
And they've just exited in the same order they went in. Absolutely incredible.
Milden inside on the. I never remember how it's called. The straight after the village.
That is unbelievable stuff in the closing stages. Oh, there's a whole lot of light flashing going on there as well.
Ooh, the Porsche really close.
Oh, the Porsche is really looking to get himself a couple positions here. Oh, he's got the pace there, but he's going to have to lift a bit. He's going to pop one in the back of the Bentley. The Bentley's all over the back of the Audi. The Porsche is going to find himself boxed in unless he's careful. He wasn't careful.
Oh, it's incredible battle. I just love it. Oh, Tropic and defeat. I think I got a puncture.
Oh.
Which is possible around Silverstone because you can get a puncture for the curves.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of graining, tyre integrity.
Oh, the Porsche on the outside of the left of the final part of the complex. Sorry to interrupt you, but it was happening. It's everything happening so fast.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff. The dying stage is, and we're getting some serious action all the way to the end. Love to see it. This is battle for positions inside the top 10 championship standings are at stake here. Oh, Rogue's going to lose out to Milden by the look of it.
Nope.
No, he's not. Wow, pulls that one back over. Of course, Rogue doing everything he can to win himself that Group Z championship, but he does have the mighty Iggy and Eddie ahead of him. So it's going to be a big ask for him going forward.
Milden again on the inside, trying to launch the car, and this time trying to completely overtake, and I think he did just slightly. No, never mind. Again, it's a.
Frome having to give a big lift through Aintree in the Porsche, then coming onto the back straight. He is in that slipstream, staying half in. Is he going to pop out to make a move?
Oh wait,
no, because
it's a. I think it's going to be a free wide, maybe. No,
oh,
it's
Blue
just a 2
Mosquito's
wide.
got involved.
Yep.
It's a 4, mate. Connor's come into the pits as well.
No, Connor was already.
Oh, Connor was in the pits. Sorry. Yeah, Connor was in the pits.
Oh, Mosquito! Oh no, the out is out! The out is completely off track!
Oh, Rogue. Oh, he really is. Off. One tap of the accelerator too many, and he's facing the wrong way.
No, unfortunately, I think it was. Blue Mosquito went on the inside, but there was the Audi, and that is just. I think it's about 220 kilometers per hour, so the car was just flew away. So it was completely on Mosquito's side for this incident.
So there we go then. That incident there going to cost Rogue dearly after a phenomenal early drive. Milden and Frome still going at it though inside the top 10. They find themselves at the moment. Let's have a look and see. It is Bruno still leading the way. 20 seconds left to go. So he's going to get one more lap.
Wait, we forgot about someone. Leon Shield is about to overtake Uribe for the podium position.
Can't get
it's a never-ending race.
It really is a never-ending race. Let me see if I can get this working. Yes, we can. The two teammates then. Wolford, look how much later the Porsche is on the brakes. So much more confidence in the brakes in the Porsche then. Yuri B got himself on the podium last week after taking all the pole positions and struggling to actually finish a race and almost finding himself in the bottom split for the second half of the season.
Oh, I think Flying Frame is about to overtake Milton, but on the outside this time instead of the inside. And the Porsche side by side on the left-hander, which is going to be the inside for the right-hander, but Milton really defends really hard from the Porsche.
Yeah, it really is doing well. It really is defending from again, same position he was on the last lap. Incredible driving so far. Leon Seeley and Yuri B, the two teammates. Where is the race leader? He is coming into village. Oh, what's he going to think about it? The two of them are teammates. What's going to happen here? Will team orders kick into play?
No.
Will Leon
I can assure you the answer is no. Oh, side by side towards the chicane. They can't do it.
Now you know if they weren't teammates, that move was getting made. That move was getting attempted. This close, come on. You know it. Phenomenal stuff. We're gonna, we will catch Bruno crossing the finish line. This isn't a taking battle all the way down there. Frome on Milden as well. Oh, Leon Seeley. Let's make sure we catch Bruno crossing the line so I can at least pretend to know what I'm doing. Here he is, though, phenomenal drive, 16 seconds up the road. It is a checkered flag for Bruno, ably followed home by Car Mentalist, whom he overtook just as Car Mentalist went to take his pit, he overtook him at the pit entrance, and he took the lead of the race coming into the village complex. It is the teammates of Yuri B and Leon Seeley, and it looks like it's going to remain a Yuri B podium, but it will be, of course.
Behind is not over because the Porsche is side by side with the, with the Bentley of Milden. It's not over till it's over. I think they will get it until the finish line.
Yeah, they really are absolutely going for it. I have to say massive congratulations to Leon Seeley. He's just won his first Group Z race, so congratulations. Finishing a rest of the head of the field. Mix 64, the mighty Iggy and Eddie, all taking the checker flags for 5th, 6th, 7th. It's Milden and Frome for 8th and 9th. Nose to tail, but it's Milden that is going to hang on. Decent recovery drive there. I'm sure Milden will agree. Frome in the Porsche in 9th. SOP cool. Another recovery drive for my fellow Scotsman. in the Mercedes. I wonder if it's got anything to do with forsaking the Ferrari too
Wait,
soon.
I think.
Oh.
Am I right, or Cool was a bit further up on the grid until the last lap?
He's been up and down all race. He's definitely been up and down all race.
No, I mean,
oh,
at the last lap, I think he lost pole position.
Oh,
It
wow.
might have been my graphic that was a bit shaken up for a glitch.
Right, okay, perhaps. It could well have been. Let's see what's going on there and there. But yeah, so that is Cool in 10th. Rogue finishing in 11th after that early promise. Still a great result. Technology. Blue Mosquito finishing in 12th position with Tropic Rock finishing in 13th. Cablo 14th. You having a giggle, mate? Got a 15th. Jason in 16th place.
No, okay. My fault. Actually, Cool overtook Rogue on the chicane.
Okay.
That's why there was a change.
Okay, so it was Cool making it back another position then. At the expense of APX Rogue. Yeah, I've got no control over that. So what we will do is hide my technological blushes. That is the race result though. So congratulations to Bruno for winning the top split, and Leon Seeley finding himself on the top spot as well. Congratulations, Carmentalist and Yuri rounding out the podium. So Carmentalist making his way back, and it is the mighty Iggy and Eddie rounding out the podium for Group Z. So congratulations to those 6 drivers. That will do your standings the absolute world of good, I am sure. Let us just see though. It's what we've all been waiting for. Yes! Here we go. It's interview time. And it is my absolute pleasure to welcome the driver, SOP driver, that's just won his split. Congratulations on taking that checkered flag. A phenomenal race in that Porsche. And tell the truth, with team orders in play, when you didn't overtake Yuri then, congratulations, Leon. Absolutely phenomenal race, mate. Well done.
Yeah, cheers for that, John. Yeah, had a tricky race, but managed to make it to the end with a good position, to be honest.
A good position. You are now being crowned One Hub's King of Understatement, Leon. Congratulations. The Porsche in those mixable conditions, genuinely before the race, how did you feel? What did you feel your chances were in your split and overall, and how are you feeling the race went and to get you to where it got you?
Yeah, to be honest, I kind of prefer the greasy conditions, the full wet, as you saw. In quali, it was P13, so yeah, if it was full wet, I probably wouldn't have made it this far up. But with the greasy conditions, it was a bit more manageable.
Yep.
Yeah, so I kind of guessed my pressures. I think the most important thing today in this race was tire pressures, I think. I managed to guess the correct pressures at the start. And as the track got a bit drier, it went up a bit, but not too high where I was all over the show. But I think I pit just at the right time.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, just such a fascinating battle. So many questions about the pit stop and stuff. What was? Yeah, you see the tyre pressures. We did guesstimate they were going to be pretty important. How much did the conditions influence your pit strategy, or did you have a strategy in mind that you were able to stick to, or did all the action at the start just throw everything under the bus and wing it?
Yeah, pretty much I winged it, to be honest.
Nice.
Because it was going to start raining until about 20 minutes into the race. So I was kind of expecting greasy conditions all the way through. So I kind of filled the tank, hoping to get to the end on that set, and just kind of put one. It started obviously to get a lot drier than I thought it would, and I kind of held out. My pressures were up to like 29 just before I pit. I probably should have pit a bit earlier, but yeah, made it in the end, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, you did make it to the end. Phenomenal drive, Chromodix. Any questions for our Group Z winner?
Yeah, first of all, great drive because you were battling with as a not say second tier, but more like you are on a different table compared to everyone else, and you were still one of the fastest on the track today. And actually, I need to be honest. I didn't really understand whether or not you started on dry because I lagged a bit. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
What tires I started on? Was that Okay, yeah, I started on dry tires. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot higher pressure than if it was obviously dry. So I kind of guessed it right. I don't know how, but I did. And slowly they went up, but at the start it was kind of perfect, really.
Yeah, the only thing that comes to my mind to ask you is how much, if it was a lot difficult compared to anyone else who was on wet tires, because I think some people were on wet tires. I think the ones who pit really, really early because it just in a sense to pit early with dry tires. Was it so difficult to compare it to anyone else on wet?
I think it looked like Tropic was on wet. I'm not too sure. I might have to ask him, but because he was really slow at the start, and I noticed you repit a bit early, but I thought that was too early because he pit that early, his pressures were probably way too high by the end. That's why he caught him so fast. So it was kind of a sweet spot where he could pit.
Okay, so you think actually people just pit early just to do a sort of undercut?
Yeah, they tried it, but I don't think that would have worked, to be honest with you. Because unless you were way quicker at the start, you lose too much pace at the end with pressures that are too off because you would have come back out on a greasy track at the start and turn it to dry. I think you'd have gone too slow.
Okay, understood. Thanks.
I have to ask as well, Leon. At the end, like you say, you really, 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 really did catch up to Yuri. Was the podium there for you, or did you leave that to your teammate? Give us what's.
I kind of left it for him. If I would have died somewhere, but yeah, but kind of held behind him. I put him under pressure a bit, but I thought
Right.
just having a bit of fun, really.
Yeah, no, well, it looked like a phenomenal race, and yeah, I was, yeah, I did hugely wonder. Of course, going forward, we've only got yourself and Bruno. Not great with the English; it's not his first language, so
Okay.
doesn't jump into the commentary box. So, Leon, one more quick question for you. We've got Kailami and Imola left. How do you see those two races playing out for your Porsche?
Really looking forward to Kielami. I think it's
Yes.
for the Porsche, yeah. So I think like the Porsche, Audi, and Ferrari is a pretty strong day. So really looking forward to that. Hopefully it's dry. Imola, I don't think I've done many races at Imola in the Porsche, so I'll have to wait and see, to be honest.
Excellent. And do you think you can finish in the top three overall? I mean, that's a podium last week, the second last week in your split, first this week. It's going to do your points tally wonders. And you did finish convincingly ahead of Iggy and Eddie. So do you think a top three overall is on the cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Love to hear it, Leon. Love to hear it, mate. Well, listen, Leon, absolute pleasure to be here to witness you taking that checker flag in the top spot, mate. Cannot wait to see what you've got in store for us with the Porsche at Kailami, bud. We'll let you go and celebrate with my hugest of congratulations ringing in your ears, my friend. Congratulations, bud.
Cheers, Don. Thanks for that.
Cheers. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Leon Seeley, Group Z winner. As I was saying, Bruno, who won the Group X, not the best with English. Portuguese, I believe, is his first language. It is indeed. Not the greatest with English, so he won't be joining us in the comedy box. But Bruno, huge congratulations, not only for that drive, getting the moves on Car Mentalist, getting to the end in one piece, you also got yourself the comeback points for Group X as well. So there we go, taking all the honours, and the Group Z comeback points, they go to Eddie, who's actually second in the Group Z stand-ins. So he is running great guns at the moment. Only one thing left to do then, Chromenix, for you and I to pick a driver of the day.
Well, I think one of the choices is obvious.
Which
mostly
is?
Because someone started from the pit, and the one is Rogue. And unfortunately, my question is a bit of a criticism, because I don't understand. My question is effectively, why didn't they pit when he could have had the best spot possible to get a podium? And effectively, that is my question. Why did he pit? Why did he went for a no tire change strategy?
Okay, there we go then. APX Rogue finding himself on the driver of the day. It's a really tough one for me. It's got to be between Bruno and Leon, really. Yeah, it's got to be Bruno. My driver of the day, Bruno, you're on for a clean sweep. APX Rogue's in the chat. He had dries on from the start. We'll find out why he pitted as well. But my driver of the day, it's going to have to be Bruno. And the question is, how vital do you feel it was to get the overtake done on Car Mentalist before the pit stop? So there we go. Bruno and APX Rogue, nominees for driver of the day in round number 6, which leads us to round number 7. It will be at Kailami. It will be next week, and we will see what happens there. It was mentioned in the chat. I've got a new job and basically training night shifts. It's fun and games. We will get something sorted for you lovely people as soon as we know. Imola, 7th of December will definitely be live. Yes, that is going to be an absolute cracker. Myself and Chromenix taking you through all the action for that one. As I say, hopefully for the Kailami outing next week as well. We will move heaven and earth to make sure that happens, I promise. We've got to thank once again the sponsors. Of course, next Mental Health Foundation. I got next level next up. Mental Health Foundation. Get onto their website if you feel like you need help. It's good to talk. It's good to reach out. The first step can always seem the scariest, but can always be the most rewarding. So give it a go if you do require so. Next Level Racing, congratulations to Fozzie Bear, not only for taking the direct drive stand, but of course that means he did take the most pole positions over the season, so congratulations for that one. ERT, where you're going, gets Tough Award. Hi Dex, he always worth an extra shout out. Vespertine as well, with the championship prizes, and free Sim Racing with their Sim Racing gloves. Well, there we go. That is all we have time for this week. It leaves me the great pleasure to say thank you and congratulations once again to all the drivers. 75 minutes at Silverstone in changeable wet conditions. We salute you. Thank you to everybody who got involved in the chat, except SOP Motorsports Simon. Mulligan Simon.
No.
He was making jokes about me being old. Don't like that. And of course, most importantly, once again, the absolute star of the show, not only soon to be an F1 engineer, but fast becoming one of the top commentators on ACC, period, Christian Romano. Thank you once again, Christian.
Thanks to you to let me be part of, here, being the commentary box, shouting around towards digital cars overtaking each other, and I just love it.
It is, and what a show they put on. What a show the digital cars put on. Well, there you go then. That was Chromenix. My name, of course, is John Wright, Double O Raven. One of these days, the audio will all run smoothly. Hopefully, I'll see you there for that one. Thank you all again for this evening. We'll see you all again at One Hub very, very soon. Stay safe, take it easy. Good night.